morning. So, I happen to notice like a little bit of a jump in the watch hours on my channel. Went and looked at it and realized that there's kind of a wave of y'all that's you're still back in the end of Genesis. So just kind of thought that was funny. Yeah, and I guess, I mean, that's something that's kind of been not getting me down, but just a little discouraging, just how, the watches ebb and flow, but it's going to. I mean, I'm brand new to this YouTube thing, so I know that that's how things are going to change. I know the reaction channels bring a lot. And just, with the quality of my videos of this channel so far, I get it. I know I'm messed up. um, and I've just, being messed up, I've got a lot going on. Here are my bookshelves, and there's more. And there, I mean, those are not full yet. Those are just, I thought I'd do a little doctoring too. I just kept my moving boxes from when I moved here a year ago. Glued the bottoms, and I'm trying to doctor the handles. And hopefully things come through with the manpower. Oh, good things though. I'm excited, I'll be able to sit to live and see different places. Especially with where I am moving down to Florida with my youngest sister and some of my mom's family. It's exciting. We are back in the NASB. Exodus 12:44. Been I kind of think we're there. Well, I don't know. I'm having this thought of going ahead and recording the reaction videos to Prince of Egypt and 10 Commandments on Sunday. But, I'm not uploading anything. I'm not doing the work to edit. Different people have different beliefs about Sunday, about the Sabbath, about, how much, what kind of work, if it brings money or not. So that's something I'm praying over, I'm thinking over, just with how crazy everything is, including mentally, emotionally. Just thought I'd let y'all know it's something I'm throwing around as y'all catch up, apparently. It's all good. It's all good. I keep saying, right, no matter when people come along, even if these videos end up just being for me in the future or for anybody in the future, they're rough. I've got more than introvertedness going on. I'm trusting in God. Just go talk to him. Um, yeah, I keep wanting to try, like a silent personal prayer, but at the same time, I'm still waking up. So I'm going to pray for us today. Let's pray. I wish I could play music. But I can't handle all the editing. This is just the best way to do this and get it out. Father, I know full well, because I've walked with you for this long, that when a person says something like, deal with me according to your will, deal with me according to my sin, bring me through the fire, Father. It's at this point where I've started saying, and hold my hand in the process. Because I know you'll actually do it. Because this flesh is so hard to fight. The battle is yours, but I have to choose to let you in. However all that theology works. Thank you for your grace and forgiveness. Thank you for the reminder, for the revelation, the revealing that you, as a perfect sovereign God, can be perfectly angry and perfectly loving at the same time. We have no concept of what that means, how that works. So when I read things in this story, like we're about to read, the Israelites can't actually go into the promised land because they're being punished. The Egyptians are being punished. You're bringing judgment down on their gods. I'm not talking about that bit, but just whenever we read about punishment, discipline, you are doing it as a perfectly loving God. Be with us as we read your word this morning. Be with whoever comes along, however long it takes them. It's all right. I just happen to be timing wise because of you, Father. Just kind of, or maybe they'll come up like exactly on the day they'll. Um, well, no, we just read about the Passover, but and it's not Easter yet, so. Pray all these things in your name, Father. Amen. 1244. Now, yeah, this happens in the different translations, doesn't it? Sometimes the parts are not exactly at the same, or I don't know. So I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to start at the top of the page of this here book I got today. So I'm going to start up at verse 36. The Lord had given the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they let them have their request. Thus they plundered the Egyptians. Now the sons of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth. See, it's even spelled differently in this translation. About 600,000 men on foot, aside from children. The NIV says aside from women and children, doesn't it? A mixed multitude also went up with them. Yeah, and who are they? Along with flocks and herds, a very large number of livestock. They baked the dough which they had brought out of Egypt into cakes of unleavened bread, for it had not been leavened since they were driven out of Egypt and could not delay, nor had they prepared any provisions for themselves. Now the time that the sons of Israel lived in Egypt was 430 years. And at the end of 430 years, to the very day, all the host of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be observed for the Lord, for having brought them out from the land of Egypt. This night is for the Lord, to be observed by all the sons of Israel throughout their generations. It's interesting how that one verse, that one phrase, is written in a different tense. 43. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. No foreigner is to eat of it. But every man's slave purchased with money, after you have circumcised him, then he may eat it. Eat of it. Was there anybody who wanted to become a slave so that they could, walk with the people of God in this way? $45. A sojourner or a hired servant shall not eat of it. A hired servant versus a man's slave. What was that distinction? It is to be eaten in a single house. You are not to bring forth any of the flesh outside of the house, nor are you to break any bone of it. Interesting. All the congregation of Israel are to celebrate this. And try out this these. But if a stranger sojourns with you and celebrates the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near to celebrate it. And he shall be like a native of the land, but no uncircumcised person may eat of it. Learning that in this, this new age, being older, and just relearning that about the language of the Bible, the way that things are said. I don't know if it's just because of how I've heard it read, or just the different attitudes of the people in my life, but just a lot of the times these things can be read as this way. But then, now it's and then a couple of verses later, but there are some exceptions. It's like Jesus coming in and saying, yes, I lay down rules and commands, but you didn't exactly get what I was going for, did you? 49. The same law shall apply to the native as to the stranger who sojourns among you. Then all the sons of Israel did so. They did just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. And on that same day the Lord brought the sons of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their hosts. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, sanctify to me every firstborn, the first offspring of every womb among the sons of Israel, both of man and beast. It belongs to me. Rudy, were you the firstborn of your... She's passed out in bed still. I know she was the runt of that litter. Does that always mean that that was the last born? Moses said to the people, remember this day in which you went out from Egypt, from the house of slavery, for by a powerful hand the Lord brought you out from this place. And nothing leavened shall be eaten. On this day, in the month of Abib, you are about to go forth. It shall be when the Lord brings you to the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, Jebusites, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey. I might have to say it every time. It sounds sticky. That you shall observe this rite in this month. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there shall be a feast to the Lord. Unleavened bread shall be eaten throughout the 7 days, and nothing leavened shall be seen among you, nor shall any leaven be seen among you in all your borders. No leavening. You shall tell your son on that day, saying, it is because of what the Lord did for me when I came out of Egypt. And it shall serve as a sign to you on your hand, and as a reminder on your forehead, that the law of the Lord may be in your mouth. For with a powerful hand the Lord brought you out of Egypt. Therefore you shall keep this ordinance at its appointed time from year to year. Now when the Lord brings you to the land of the Canaanite, as he swore to you and to your fathers, and gives it to you, you shall devote to the Lord the first offspring of every womb, and the first offspring of every beast that you own. The males belong to the Lord. But every offspring of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb. But if you do not redeem it, then you shall break its neck. And every firstborn of man among your sons you shall redeem. There are reasons that are not brought up in this book, as it's written, as it's said in this way. I was just remembering that from what we read yesterday about. There's one sentence somewhere where he said, I'm bringing judgment against the gods of the Egyptians. There's just one tiny little mention. But there's just, we are not God. We do not have his perspective. Yes, he does some crazy stuff, but we do not have his perspective. "14. And it shall be when your son asks you in time to come, saying, what is this? Then you shall say to him, with a powerful hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt from the house of slavery. It came about when Pharaoh was stubborn about letting us go, that the Lord killed every firstborn in the land of Egypt." Page does not want to turn. Nope. "Both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beasts, therefore I sacrifice to the Lord. The males, the first offspring of every womb, but every firstborn of my sons I redeem. So it shall serve as a sign on your hand, and as phylacteries on your forehead." Okay. "For with a powerful hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt." Phylacteries. "Now when Pharaoh had let the people go," oh boy, "God did not lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, even though it was near. For God said the people might change their minds when they see war, and return to Egypt. Hence, God led the people around by the way of the wilderness to the Red Sea. Yeah, it was the Red Sea, right, where he drove all the locusts. And the sons of Israel went up in martial array from the land of Egypt. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had made the sons of Israel solemnly swear, saying, God will surely take care of you, and you shall carry my bones from here with you. I would have thought they'd buried him with his parents. Then they set out from Succoth and camped in Etham on the edge of the wilderness. The Lord was going before them in a pillar of cloud by day, to lead them on the way, and in a pillar of fire by night, to give them light, that they might travel by day and by night. He did not take away the pillar of cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. Oh, that we could each individually have something like that. Something physical, right? Just. ah. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, tell the sons of Israel to turn back and camp before. Wow. Camp before. No, I'm not going to try it. Before that place. Between Migdol and the sea, he shall camp in front of Baal Zephon, opposite it by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the sons of Israel, they are wandering aimlessly in the land, the wilderness has shut them in. Thus I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will chase after them. I wonder if that could instead be translated as, in this way I hardened Pharaoh's heart. Oh, concordance. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a teacher. That was an honest question. Don't go running off with any conclusions that I make. We're in the middle of verse 4, and I will be honored through Pharaoh and all his army. And the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord. And they did so. When the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, Pharaoh and his servants had a change of heart toward the people. And they said, what is this? Pharaoh and his servants had a change of heart toward the people. They said, what is this we have done, that we have let Israel go from serving us? So he made his chariot ready and took his people with him. And he took 600 select chariots and all the other chariots of Egypt, with officers over all of them. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he chased after the sons of Israel, as the sons of Israel were going out boldly. Then the Egyptians chased after them with all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh, his horsemen and his army, and they overtook them, camping by the sea, besides where God told them to go. As Pharaoh drew near, the sons of Israel looked, and behold, the Egyptians were marching after them, and they became very frightened. So the sons of Israel cried out to the Lord. Then they said to Moses, is it because there were no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you dealt with us in this way, bringing us out of Egypt? Is this not the word that we spoke to you in Egypt, saying, leave us alone that we may serve the Egyptians? For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness. Really? I get it. I get both sides. But Moses said to the people, do not fear. Stand by and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you will never see them again forever. Forever. We're stopping. And yes, I have a reaction recorded for The Sandlot. Recorded that one a while ago and have not touched it. So it's basically keep the Passover. And there are rules as to who keeps the Passover. What do you call it? The honoring, the sacrificing of the firstborns, the redeeming of the firstborns, even of the beasts. The divergence of the Israelites from the Philistines. And the final hardening of Pharaoh and his servants' heart about letting the people go. I already have plans of putting another Petra song in the description because of how I've been feeling lately. So whenever y'all make it here, whenever. I do. I wanna mention again about sharing music with me. I love music. But especially just, whatever music, if something comes up in your mind as we read, and I mean, anything. So sermon, a quote, I wish there was a way in the YouTube comments to, do pictures, do GIFs, do, all that kind of stuff. Maybe they're working on it. That'd be great. But yeah, so share with me. But I mean, I mentioned particularly music because I love it so much, and just we're here to worship God, to honor and worship God. Through all these miraculous works that he is doing, if you're someone here who doesn't know him like that and is like, what, then, I mean, thanks for being here. And just, oh, what am I saying? I don't know. I'm gonna pray us out. Have a full Saturday's day of work. Y'all pray for me. And pray for you. Oh Lord, I've had a good time here. You're still letting me have a good time here. This amazing place that you've let me come. You are walking with me still as hard as things are. I really wish the move was over already. I really wish everything was dealt with and ironed out, and I know that you are good and that you are in all of this. There are just so many demons to fight. Let me pray for whoever, whenever they come along. Father, I want to lift them up to you. Pray that whenever they get here, to any of these videos, to anything on this channel, Father, that they encounter you. Whether they know you or not, just something that they can't quite explain. Especially if they don't know you. If they do, hopefully they can enjoy your presence, yourself, walking with you, Father, with someone like me. Hopefully just a vessel. You know my intentions, Father. Whether or not I'm here trying to exalt myself or get attention, I am not perfect. But I am here to serve you. As hard as it is to fight against my flesh. Be with us today. Be with us today, and I pray this in your holy name. Amen. Bye, y'all.